everybody. Welcome into Bayou Time. I'm Harry McCullough. Thanks for being with us. They had a big arrest from Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's offices over last week down in Chauvin, as some arrests were made for heroin and fentanyl, which is big for our area because that area in particular has been one of our trouble spots for overdoses in that area. So good to see that you guys are really making a dent. First Lieutenant Blake Tabor is here to talk about what's going on. So this was an ongoing investigation. This is not something just acute. This was something over a long time.
Absolutely. So our criminal intelligence division from the sheriff's office has been tasked with looking into and monitoring the overdose deaths and just overdose where the victim survived in that particular area specifically. And it's, again, we're starting to see rising numbers over the last several years that's been occurring. So, they've had the daunting task of trying to develop leads and get information on that for quite some time. So in May of this year, some information surfaced in regards to 3 individuals specifically, one being Jack Lyons Sr., one being Wayne John Domingue, and then one being Mitchell Allen LaBeouf. So that information that we received is information that we were able to confirm that they were involved in the sale and distribution of not only heroin, but methamphetamines and fentanyl as well. So as a result of that information, that culminated in several search warrants that were developed, and those took place on May 24th of this year. So our criminal intelligence division, along with our TPSO detective division, the Houma Police Department and their SWAT team was a part of that. Our SWAT team was a part of that. And also, the Louisiana State Police Criminal Investigators Division was also a part. But we're used to working with those agencies, and of course, as always, we appreciate their help. But this was an all-hands-on-deck type investigation. So ultimately, on May 24th, we strategically completed 3 search warrants at 3 different residences in the Chauvin area and took 5 suspects into custody. We're also able to recover quite a large amount of illegal narcotics and other items as well. So it was a good thing for us and the community.
Yeah, so over a pound, that can make a big difference in a lot of people's lives.
Absolutely. And when people start taking into account the small amount of fentanyl that it takes to cause someone's death, the numbers and the amount of weight was alarming, to be honest.
Yeah, we see it nationwide where there's been in over 100,000 deaths due to fentanyl. And I guess some people seek it out. I've always thought, why would they want to kill their customers? But some people want the extra fentanyl, but
Absolutely.
Other people that aren't aware, if they get with other kind of drugs and take it unexpectedly, and that's when you can have these overdoses.
Yeah, and there's that component. And then there's also the other component that, these types of drugs, I guess we could say, enhance the amount of high that the person gets. And the one common factor in all this, and drug users always believe that they can control or they understand that component, but oftentimes we see that is just not the case.
So individually, you had 3 different warrants. How did y'all execute those?
Yeah, so we first targeted a residence in a 200 block of Judith Street. At that particular address, we came into contact with Jack Lyons Sr., Jennifer Gary, and Jack Lyons Jr. Upon arrival at that residence, they were quickly taken into custody. A subsequent search warrant was done at that residence where we located close to 500 grams of suspected heroin and fentanyl, over 140 prescription pills which were packaged for street-level sale, numerous items of drug paraphernalia, and also a small amount of counterfeit money. At that point, Jack Lyons Sr. Was obviously arrested for all of the items that were found within his residence, which, again, was possession with the intent to distribute a Schedule I controlled dangerous substance for the heroin and fentanyl, the sale, distribution, and possession of a legend drug without a prescription. There were 7 counts of that, resisting an officer with force or violence, possession of drug paraphernalia, and monetary instrument abuse. He also received an additional charge with conspiracy to distribute a Schedule II controlled dangerous substance, which was directly linked to the investigation. So again, those particular suspects had been being monitored for a while. We were able to develop a case on them, and then the additional charges that I spoke to before were as a result of the items found within the residence. But he's currently still incarcerated. He is on a $901,000 bond by local judges, which we were extremely happy about.
Right. Okay. So will this put a dent into it, or will somebody take their place?
Yeah, our hope is that this will put a big dent into things. Again, we don't want to be naive thinking that these are the only people that are involved in this type of activity. But again, once we've got this under control, now we can move on to other potential players. And, we're not going to stop until we clean that community up.
Yeah. Almost everybody, it's almost like a cancer or something, right? Somebody in your orbit has been affected by cancer.
Absolutely.
And it seems to be these incidences are happening now. Somebody is overdosed or those kind of things. And it's been a plague on our society. And
Absolutely.
so that would help go a long way, though, right?
Absolutely.
That they know that you guys are out there, right?
And this is just far-reaching, much more than just Chauvin. This affects all of Terrebonne Parish, and we're not going to stop until we do what's right.
Right. These communities are tight-knit. So, like I say, when there's a tragedy, they hit everybody, but also everybody probably knows these guys, too. So
Absolutely.
That's part of it, too. So I'm sure for everybody's safety, that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, Blake, we appreciate it, man. Thanks for the update, and continue the good work.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Bayou Time after this.